Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth, doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
Say actually this video is going to be quite weird. It might even end up being very long because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I mean I can't stress enough, right, how I've been constantly mentioning certain things on all my videos. In fact, I did a video on Monday, right, market update. You know, look, my thumbnails aren't the greatest, right? I'll be honest about that. I'm not that creative, right? I'm not creative at all. I literally just speak my mind and my heart on the videos. So this is the reason why I'm not creative at all, right? But let's talk about something, right? Let's talk about something. So the market crashes. On Monday, I said, look, we got to watch out for the $2 trillion mark. If we drop below the $2 trillion mark, we're going to go to the 1.85. And if we fail the 1.85, we're going to go to the $1.5 trillion, and then we're going to rebound off that, right? I gave you all the levels, right? If you've been watching this channel for some time now, you may notice I use an exact same chart. My lines are exactly the same. They never change. And we're constantly doing certain things exactly as predicted, right? I don't want to use that word because it's just nonsense. It's not a prediction, right? It's maths. It's maths. Remember, I've said many times on my videos, I'm a pattern trader. I see patterns. Also, I want a lot of you guys who watch and who are on the private groups as well to understand something. Today, there was a few phone calls and a few messages on groups and this and that. And, you know, one guy actually jokingly, he cursed me. He said, bloody hell, man, you're like a devil. I was like, what do you mean I'm a devil? He's like, you're like a devil. You whatever number you say bloody comes true, you know. Another one turns around and is like, bloody hell, you're like a bloody, you know, you're like prophesizing things. I'm like, no. Don't say any of this thing. I'm not the devil, neither am I a prophet. I'm none of that business, right? I don't want these kind of titles, right? What you got to understand is what's going on, you know, the patterns that we see. And we look at fractal patterns, right? That's number one, fractal, F-R-A-C-T-A-L, fractal patterns, right? So I'm looking at fractal patterns, and fractal patterns don't really necessarily happen in a day or two like that, right? Fractal patterns actually, you know what? Let's go straight over. Fractal patterns actually form over many months and years. So these are longer term patterns, right? So we look at those, right? Also, remember, I always say, like, you know, a chart, anybody could do a chart. TA is easy, right? You can predict what's going to happen just by putting on a simple trend line, right? If we break the trend line, we're going to go lower. If we form another trend line, and if we're going to go up, right, we're going to see this. So this is the kind of stuff you got to understand, right? You know, how the market itself reacts to certain things, right? And it's just basically, we're looking at price action, we're looking at volume, and the trend, right? Very simple. When you add all of them together, if they all add up to the same thing, then obviously, you know, the market's going to go in that particular direction. It's very simple, right? But when we're doing data, we're looking at other stuff, more deeper, more longer term stuff, right? So fractal patterns plays up in this as well, right? And when we look at it, we can see that the patterns that we're playing is very similar to the first half of 2013. And funnily, I have been mentioning this on many of my videos, it also looks very similar to the first half of 2017, right? Now, obviously the percentage and the numbers and, you know, the dramatic moves that we've had are not the same. I'll be honest, they're not the same, right? They don't look same. Right, for example, in 2013, we had the run upwards, and then we had a massive correction, and the correction was over 70%. Over 70%. Now, this is one of the reasons why on a previous video, I said, even if we go to the $19,000, the bull run's not over, because the bull run's about to start. I've mentioned this many times, right? So, for example, since we hit the 65, have a look at some of my videos. I know there are a mixture of videos, that's why I can't really tell you which one it was, right? But there's many out there. I think I mentioned it on 3 or 4 videos. And I said the exact same thing, right? the bull run is over. The bull run is over. After we hit the 65, we didn't hit the top, by the way. I mentioned it specifically. I said, we have not hit the top. When we hit the top, I will tell you, right? I specifically said that. I will let everybody know. I'll do an emergency video to tell you we just hit the top, you know? But we haven't hit the top. But I also mentioned that there's a mini cycle within a cycle. So what we've had was the major cycle still hasn't finished, right? So when we hit the top, that's going to be our major cycle. But currently, we're doing a mini cycle within the cycle. And a mini cycle doesn't mean a bull run. We could have a bear cycle within a bull run, right? But the bearish scenario was expected because we were expecting a red monthly candle. And I said we will expect another red monthly candle, right? And I'm going to get to a point what I'm trying to make here. But just please do understand, if you watch these videos, if you listen to me carefully, if you listen right from the beginning to the end, I know some of the people don't have any patience. I can't help you if you don't have it. I'm not the guy who's going to sit there with a script and say, here's the key points, and then kind of miss all the facts. So then you go on based on those key points. You don't have a clue. I'd rather explain it to you over 4 videos, right? Than you FOMOing into something, or you kind of, you know, a fear of, you know, having fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, right? We don't want any of that. We want proper, accurate, factual information, all right? So Elon Musk tweets, everyone thinks, oh my God, world's over. Elon Musk has nothing to do. We were expecting it way before Elon Musk even talks about it. Even before Elon Musk done that tweet, we were expecting it. We've been expecting it for months. Plenty of my videos, I kept on saying one thing. These bottom lines are relevant. We'll talk about it later. Why was I saying that? Do you not understand? Why did I leave those specific lines? I always say, after the target is a new target. So why did I leave all my old targets there? And why did I leave these lines, like this $19,000 line, this $30,000? Why did I leave them there? If we're at 65, why on earth would I leave it there? And then on top of that, right? Can't remember when, it was months ago, I drew a box and I said this $38,000, this $41,000 range is a range that we're going to be looking at. Also, if you look months back on the Bitcoin logarithmic chart that I'd showed, I forgot where it was, I'd done it on a long video, and I said the range 38 to 65 is a range, 39 to 65 actually, 39 to 65 is our future bottom. I said that, it's a future bottom, right? Of course, today we went to 30K, but then if you look at the videos a few days ago, you know, we said it's highly likely, because now this is how it works, right? You got to understand the maths behind it, right? Let's do this simply. Market goes up, everyone FOMOs in, market goes up even further. Happy days, right? So when we do a breakout trade, right? For example, say for example, right now BTC goes to 40K and we got a mark there, and it needs to go above that, and we open a trade just there, and everyone FOMOs in. Well, easily push it up to 50K. Boom! I just made some money, right? On the downside, right, and I didn't short, by the way, so just to make you guys, I know somebody says you have hedged it, and I have hedged it, and I'll explain how I hedged it, right? And I've mentioned on my videos, none of you clocked on, because if you didn't watch the video to the end, by the way guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, you should be subscribing. If you haven't liked the button and shared it with another that you find value, right, who will definitely be helped with these kind of videos, rather than all the not market nonsense other YouTubers do. And I'm not against other YouTubers, look, it's all good, right? I'm not against anybody. What I'm trying to do is give you guys clear-cut information, so you're 2 steps ahead of the game. You're not getting the info after it's been done. What's the point getting the news late? You already know the news. You already know the news, right? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm giving you the news before anyone's even talked about it. That's how it works, right? You're always prepared. You know what to do. Well, I'm hoping you are prepared, right? So when I did the videos, and I'm saying like, okay, market's gonna go down, market's gonna go up, and this and that, and we talk about other stuff. We are, well, you know, I'm doing my best, but I'm actually trying to not be your financial advisor, and I am not a financial advisor. That's the thing. But I'm giving you indications and this and that, and you do what you do. It's up to you, right? So let's talk about something greater in this whole thing. If I have seen what the market's going to do, and I always say this, do you think the others, they haven't seen? And don't ask me who they are, right? I always say this, don't ask me who they are. Do you think they haven't seen what the market's going to do? So I'm not the only guy sitting here with a crystal ball, right? You know, I don't have a crystal ball, by the way, to see what's going to happen. I see something, Well, I can tell you this, there are plenty of analysts out there who get paid millions of dollars a year to do their job. I don't get paid anything. And they also see that as well, and they work for mega corporations doing this. This is what it is. Now, we have someone in one of the groups who recently, I had a private conversation. I'm not going to name the person. I don't want to name anybody here, but he knows who he is, right? When he watches it, he'll know who he is, and he'll probably contact me privately, and he can confirm that to me privately. And I'll disclose his name, and I'll probably send the screenshot when he confirms it, right? On one of the groups. I mean, we've got a nice little group growing right now, the crypto group. Now, he said to me, he said, bro, this is what's going on. What did he say? Who was it? Which department? I forgot which department it was. He talked about a specific department in his company, and he said he spoke to that company. The department. What do they call him? I forgot what they call it. Anyway, there's a particular section, right, of his company, and he said what they done is they offloaded every single Bitcoin there is. Now, we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. My reply to him was, well, that's perfect. Exactly what they should do. Now, coming back to that conversation, bro, you know who you are, right? Why did I say that? Because that's what I said as well. I said, I would do the same. Now, if I said I would do the same, do you think I haven't done it? Now, let's get back to I'm not going to drag this too long, but let's get back to something else, right? Talking about, if I've seen it, other people have seen it, big boys have seen it. Same thing. So if I'm telling you weeks and weeks now that I'm cashing out, I'm trying to put as much as possible into BTC from BTC profits, but if I haven't made BTC profits and I've made USD profits, then I'm putting it in USDT and waiting to buy the one single dip, right? That's how I've hedged it. So for me, when I realized that basically, okay, market's kind of heating up, I'm making more BTC through some of my alts. Okay, I'm going to take it. If I've only bought it with BTC, then I'm taking my BTC out. And that's what I did. I took my BTC out. So for me, if BTC goes to $5, I've still got my BTC. I don't really care. And on top of that, not a single penny of my initial investment is there. Guess where my initial investment is? Sitting on the exchanges to buy the dip. Right? So that's how I play the game. I don't preach something and do something else. I do exactly as I preach. So, of course, a lot of people have come to me and they're looking for that 100x gains or 50x gains and this and that. And I always say to the guys, I say, guys, I'm a 1% guy. I'm a 1% guy. As long as after my fees, I can make 1%, I'm a happy guy. If I make 10, 20%, oh, trust me, I'm over the moon. I don't get too excited because that's what I'm doing. Right? And I don't want to give you examples here, but just I'm going to try and, okay, let me do a nice little example here. I'm just minimizing. I'm not going to give you the actual figures, but just a little minimized figure. Imagine you put 10K in. You put 10K in and you made 20%. That's 2K. I took my 10K out. My 2K's worth of crypto is still there. Just think about it as like Cardano, for example, right? So you put 10K, you took your 10K initial out, you put your, you left your 2K profit money there. Well, guess what? It's pumping. You make money. You make more money. And that's free money. That's what I call free money, right? It's a hard way. It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to get your mind around because do you know what the problem is? Emotion. Your worst enemy is emotion, and worse than that is fear, right? So your emotion is always going to say, shit, I could have made more. Damn, man, I'll listen to this geezer. He's a crook. Listen, don't listen to him. And I always say, don't listen to me, just watch the market, right? But my strategy is all about being safe. It's not about making money, right? You can make money. What are you going to do with it, right? So I'm not interested in making money. I'm interested in making as much BTC as possible. But at the same time, I'm also preparing. And I've been preparing for weeks and weeks now. And I've mentioned it on my video. I'm preparing for weeks and weeks. I am prepared for the bear cycle, right? I've mentioned it for weeks and weeks. These lines on my chart are relevant. I'm not taking them away. You'll see. Because the problem is if I tell the people what's going on, right? And I did tell my private guys, by the way, because some of the guys, they pay me for it. So obviously I'm going to tell them what's going on. And I said, look, guys, this is what we're expecting. So it's up to you. So they said to me, some of the guys, they were like, should we sell? I'm like, it's up to you. As long as you're not losing money, why would you sell, right? And if they play the same strategy, they don't sell. So at the end of the day, they make money. So we still got BTC, right? But on top of that, we've got a whole stash of USDG sitting there. That's the beauty, right? So Obviously, it's not in fiat, USDT, technically you can say it, but the point is it's on the exchange. It's on the exchange, right? It's ready to go in. Now, I've also mentioned something recently on a group and actually on a tweet as well, because someone tagged me on a tweet and they said, right, you know, should we do the big short? And I kind of funnily said, yeah, we can move mountains if we move together. I didn't do the short. I'll be honest with you, I didn't do the short. I could have if I wanted to. Trust me, right now, I got wiped out on many BTC. That's what I can say to you, right? I got wiped out. I got liquidated today. Liquidation after liquidation after liquidation. But why am I not panicked? Why don't I care? I'll tell you why. This is what you got to understand. I don't just buy and take 20% off. Listen to me carefully. When I'm making profits, I scale out. When I'm doing a leverage trade, right? 10x, right? So if I've taken 1 BTC and made 10 BTC, guess what I've done? I've taken 5 BTC off the table already. I take half my chips off. And I do it straight away. When I'm making money, I'll take it away. If I'm not, I'm out of that trade. I don't want to be in that trade. Right? So now that I've been liquidated off half of my profit, I haven't lost my initial. I'm still up. That's what I'm trying to say. If you do it the smart way, if you're not greedy, if you're not looking at what the dollar cost price is, you don't care. You know, for me, I didn't care. I said 1 BTC has to make me 10 BTC. If 10 BTC is not possible, guess what? As soon as I've made 5 BTC, I'm going to take half my chips off, right? You know, if I've made 1 BTC into 5, I'll leave 1, I'll take 4. I'm still 4 up. That's the game. You got to play that game. Zero emotion, right? Zero emotion, total control. You're the king. You're the boss, right? When you trade like that, you're the boss. So that's how you do it. And also at the same time, obviously, I've been cashing out. And I mentioned this on my Shiba purchase. Think about it. On my Shiba purchase, I told you guys, I sold my BTC at 58K. I sold my BTC at 58K. Now, this is something I just exposed. I'm not going to talk about anymore, right? But the point is, right, I was selling my BTC into USD. Why? Again, I can't tell you directly what to do. It's up to you what you do, right? You decide. It's your fate, right? It's your money. It's your investment. It's nothing to do with me. So that's what it is. You got to follow these certain things, you know. Don't follow me. Don't listen to me. That's what I say. Don't listen to me. Look at the market, right? If I'm telling you the market, and I've been looking at the market, and I'm doing the work for you, by the way. I'm doing the work for you. So if I've turned around and said the bull market's over, right? The bull market's over. If I'm telling you we're starting a new bull market, we're starting a new bull market. Very simple, right? That's what we're doing. We haven't finished the first one completely. Remember, the super cycle hasn't finished. But this is a mini cycle within a cycle. So the first cycle end. In 2013, it dropped down by 70%. In 2017, it did a 45%. Well, guess what? Coincidentally, we just did a 45% today. So we just copied 2017. Oh my days, right? That's the kind of stuff you see. And when we're expecting certain prices, and I also said about buying orders, I said, look, when you buy dips and this and that, right, put a buy order. Like, you know what, with me, when I go to bed, and I've lost money like this, by the way. I've lost money on leverage trading. But I'll be honest with you, when I'm just buying to hold, just to increase my portfolio, it's a different story, right? I usually put so say for example, I see 30K on the thing. 31K, that's what I saw. 3177, something like this, right? I saw that, it's on the chart anyway. You can see the chart, it's on the link, right? So the 31K, by the way guys, there's loads of links down there, including the TradingView chart, the very same chart that I'm talking about here. It's there, you can see it there. I haven't updated it. It's on all the videos, right? All the chart videos, right? So if I see at 31K, well, guess what I do? I put a buy order at 30K, ridiculously low, 30K. I don't expect it, but I'm expecting the unexpected, and I'm ready for the unexpected. So I put an order for 30K. Sometimes it hits. I get lucky, right? I get lucky. You know, I'll give you a good example. I put 19K on the chart. Well, you won't believe this if I tell you. I actually have a 16K buy order. How crazy is that? Why would I have a 16K buy order when I know the market's probably going to go to 19K? Why? Why do I have a 27K buy order when I've just recently updated everybody on one of the group and I said it's going to go to $28,810 specifically? Why do I have a buy order at 27K? Has anyone thought of that? Well, I'll tell you why. coming back to the earlier thing, as I was saying, when the market is going up and we do breakouts and everything pushes up, we know the market's going to push up even further and we're going to make a lot more money. Quick time, easy money, easy money. Well, guess what? On reverse, when the market goes down, right, a lot of people are going to get liquidated. And on top of that, a lot of people are going to do panic selling, right? And what does that all equate to? Well, you know, do the maths. What does it equate to? You got liquidations, shorts winning, making more BTC, right? More BTC. So you got liquidation, shorts winning, and panic selling. Only equals one thing: price goes down even further. So I gamble it. I'm like, okay, it's gonna go down even further. I'm gonna put a buy order ridiculously low. So this is one of the secrets that I hold as well, and I have shared it with many people, and I'm openly sharing it here as well now. Normally I wouldn't say it publicly, but I'm saying it. This is what it is. It's maths. It's maths, right? Also talking about patterns, I know a lot of guys, like, I don't know where the hell they got it from. It was one YouTuber. So this is funny. There was one stupid YouTuber who came up with this Wyckoff pattern created in the 1920s, right? When they were doing trading on pen and paper, bots didn't exist. And I'll tell you about bots in a bit, right? You'll understand why I'm saying bots didn't exist. So this is a pen and paper trader for Wall Street. Guy creates it back in 1920s, right? And he says, you know, this is the pattern he saw. Coincidentally, this is the pattern the stock market trades. But that same model, this one idiot, I'm not going to mention his name, he's got like, I don't know, 500,000 viewers. He bought it up. So I'm sure this other YouTuber that you shared with me, or one of the guys shared with me, he knows who he is, right? I'm sure he got it off that guy, and he done a little bit more research and started talking about it. You can't use the Wyckoff indicator on crypto. You can't. It doesn't work. The Wyckoff indicator doesn't give you crypto cycles. Stock cycles, yes, it follows the stock market. It's got nothing to do with crypto. On crypto, there is an older, right, or similar time, right, which is the Elliott wave. Actually does work because the Elliott wave is not biased. Elliott wave doesn't say it has to be exactly this pattern. Elliott wave says you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got A, B, C, D, E. Boom. Simple. Now, there's a formula, obviously, you know, which portion of the wave has to be what length. But the length is not biased. It could be any length. You could have any range. As long as your ranges make the pattern, it's fine. Right? And also Elliott wave does many other, like, you know, I've talked about it. It does 3, 3, 3, and then, you know, so it will do 3, 3, and then it will do 5, 5. So whichever one, there's mini waves within a wave, and an advanced version and a simple version. I'm only giving you the simple version. But ultimately the point is Elliott wave makes sense. And I've talked about this, right? I said what we see, and last time someone talked about it on one of the videos months ago, I think it was January or something like this. Someone said, oh, you should have mentioned the Elliott wave. I'm like, no, it's not the Elliott wave. Yes, what you're seeing is a mini cycle, but it's not the bigger cycle. The bigger cycle hasn't even happened, right? And I forgot what I said. I think we were in wave 3 or 4 that time or something like this, or I think A or B. I can't remember, but that's what I said because that's what I saw, you know? But now I'm saying, guys, I see a D to E. I see Elliott wave completing. I see an Elliott wave completion. Right? So if an Elliott wave is completing, well, guess what? The next number is, it's the up cycle, Elliott wave 1 to 2. Right? Then we're going to have a 3 to 4, and then we're going to have a 4 to 5. Boom, we just completed another Elliott wave upward trend. So that's the kind of stuff you really have to understand. It's like, you know, I'm not looking at certain things. I'm not trying to, you know, put numbers or put patterns in place. There's no point. You can take, like, this is what a lot of the guys are doing. They're using the Wyckoff method. They're literally copying it, and they find it somewhere in the chart, and they just overlay it on top, and they're like, look, it's coming. No, it doesn't work like that. What's wrong with you people? It doesn't work like that. You can take an Elliott wave and overlay it on top. It doesn't work like that. What's wrong with you? Right? You know, market doesn't do what the wave does, what the pattern does. No, market creates a pattern and you find that pattern. That's how you do it, all right? You can't just put it on top of an hourly or a 4 hourly or a daily and make no sense. It doesn't work like that. So obviously the market's doing what it's doing. We talked about many different things. I don't want to make this too long, but this is the time when I've been talking about, and also today actually I mentioned it on one of the group, and I said collaboratively, the coming back to the tweet that I made regarding we can move mountains, right? We are all coming together, organizing something, and there's a good number of people, and we're waiting for a few more people to confirm, but so far approximately 30 people have given a yes. We are all going to come down together, international group, we're going to come down together, and I'm talking about people from Dubai, people from Saudi, people from India, people from Germany, people from what's it called, France, people from Spain, Italy, all right, and UK of course, right? We're all coming together collaboratively, right? We're either going to do a massive trade, I'm talking about longing the market, right? We're either going to long the market big time so that we can get rid of the thing, or, and I'm telling you, some of these guys are big. They're big. They don't talk about, these guys are happy to do 100 million. So put it this way, they're big, right? I'm not as big as them, trust me, they're big. So some of the guys, so that's what we're planning to do anyway. We're all coming together, we're going to do this. Now, what we saw in the patterns, we believe that this bloodbath could last until Friday. And Friday, what we mean until Saturday, the time reset, right? So UK 1 a.m. currently because of the hour change, right? But UTC time, midnight, which will officially be Saturday. I think that's when the real action, weekend, we're going to see some crazy action going on, right? And listen guys, tweets, this, that, ignore everything. Ignore the news, the FUD, the China FUD, this, that, ignore it. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. What matters is what we saw, and I've shared this just before I made this video. I started sharing it to a few people, and this is what matters. In 2020, when we had the March dump, the coronavirus dump, we saw a massive inflow of money going into exchanges. Massive money, massive, billions and billions going into exchanges, right? And during that time, the market cap was only around 200 billion. We saw billions going. Well, I can tell you this, currently, all right, currently, the inflow of money is in the hundreds of billions entering the space. And I've mentioned this on the videos, I've mentioned this on all the videos, guys. I'm seeing money coming into exchanges, but I'm not seeing money coming out. I'm not seeing any BTC being bought, anything. I've mentioned this. I've said this. When you see this, you know there's going to be a massive dump in the market, and then there's going to be a massive buyout. Institutions were sending hundreds of millions, if not billions and billions, and hundreds of billion combined together, by the way. Hundreds of $1 billion have been going into exchanges over the past few weeks, especially last week, just before the dump, just before Elon's tweet, just before Vitalik's donation, just before the altcoin pump in Matic and this and that. Guys, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to put it. I don't have words for it, right? I don't have words for it. I'm sure you can all guess one word, right? Manipulation. It's not, even then, it's not even manipulation. This proves, you know, the money knows what's going to happen. The money is ready. This also solidifies what I've been saying all along, what I've been planning all along. I've been planning for this for a very long time. I've hinted it. I've put it in the videos. Remember, there's a lot of things I can't say for legal reasons on the videos, but I can hint, and I have hinted. I've said I'm getting ready to buy the dip. You know what I mean by that? I'm putting money on the exchanges. I've talked about it. I'm keeping money. I'm keeping afloat on the exchanges. I'm not buying anything. I'm not doing anything. I've also mentioned how I'm selling Bitcoin and getting it into USD. These are all hints. Sorry if I have to clarify it now, but I can't say certain things. I can't have you guys reacting on what I say. I don't want that. That's not who I want to be. I want to give you the facts, and I want you to decide. You have your own will. You decide what is beneficial for you and what is not beneficial for you. So I'll tell you some facts right now. You know already anyway. Any BTC I hold as my holding portfolio, I have zero access to that. I've mentioned this many times. That's one way. It just goes in. I'm not touching that. I'm not going to touch it until 2030. Maybe even then I won't touch it, right? Let me see what the market does. But right now I'm a bit iffy. I'm like, maybe I should hold a little longer. So I'm actually working on that one. Let me see. I haven't decided yet. 2030 is not here, so I don't know what the future holds for me. That's one. Any money I trade with, right, in my exchanges, I always take my initial investment out ASAP. 5%, 10%, 2%, 20%. I mean, 20% is like, for me, it's like, whoa, I've made a lot of money. I don't care if it goes 100%. I don't care if it goes 10x, right? I don't care, right? I want my initial out, and I want my profit to do a 10x. I want my profit to go 100x. For example, Cardano, my days, I don't even know what to say. I'm 200x on Cardano with my profit, not my initial, my profit. And then recently I've loaded up more. Why? Because I believe in it and I'm not touching it. I bought more and I just left it. I said, move it. All right, I put it on a cold wallet. It's out of the exchange. I don't care. Once the coins go out of an exchange, that's my holding portfolio. I'm not touching that. Anything that stays in the exchange, the initial money has to come out ASAP. I've talked about it, that I take my initial investment, I'll put it in, doesn't matter what size it is, I'll put it into one coin, right, any coin. And if it gives me 10-20% and this and that, and I play with a large sum, so obviously when I'm holding, my bags are large as well. But the point is like, you know, on 100, you know, if you play with $100, right, for example, and you make 10%, that's 10 quid, right? So just, you know, kind of multiply that and you get the figure. So that's what I do, and I always play with rounded numbers. So whether it be 100, whether it be, you know, 1,000, you know, 10,000, 100,000, doesn't matter what it is, right? But the point is if I've made 10%, 20%, I leave that and I take everything else, right? So that's what I do. So yeah, I mean, lots of crazy stuff. Also, let me give you another thing on the news as well, right? So this is my news today, right? The other thing I noticed was, and somebody asked me, is like, well, you know, is there money coming in and this and that? Are people buying crypto? One thing I've noticed is a lot of this, the dollars that went into the exchanges today, they've been buying a ton of Ethereum. Because the thing Ethereum did was Ethereum didn't give any chance, actually. So Bitcoin gave people chances. It went to like 30K, come down to 20K and this and that. And also it's been giving people chances. Like every single time we've been having these 30-35% dips, right? 27-30% dips. It's been giving opportunities. Ethereum didn't do that. It didn't give people that 20-30%, right? So I think a lot of people are happy that Ethereum just gave them that 40-45% dip. Also on the coin market cap, remember what I told you, stop looking at the 24-hour, you're going to confuse yourself. Look at the weekly, right? Or even look at the monthly and see how much discount you're getting. All the percentage, everything red you see, all the bloody red you see, that's your discount. I've been mentioning it to a few people. I mean, I had loads of visitors. I had some visitors yesterday. I had some visitors day before yesterday. Even on Sunday, I had some visitors as well. So I've been getting a lot of people like who know me personally. They've been visiting me and coming in. And I said, look at the red. That's the discount. So if you want to buy, focus on that. Also on a lot of my videos recently, and I know I'm saying also because I have to, guys. I got no choice. Everything I'm saying, I've already said it, right? I really don't have new stuff to give you because I've already said it. You should be already prepared. You should already be aware of what's going on. I always give you 2 steps ahead of the game, right? So, you know, stay calm, right? But yeah, a lot of these guys, they come and they ask me, and I just show them the same thing. I'm like, look, guys, that's the discount you're getting. So if you want to buy, just look for that discount. If you see a big discount, 30% down in 7 days, or you see, you know, 30% down in a month, boom, go for it. You're not getting that again, right? You know, because we expect certain things to happen. So this month is definitely bloody as predicted, right? And I don't want to say exactly, there's no point. I'm not one of those guys, man. I'm telling you, we know when the market moves, like for example, market's going down. Now you'll see a lot of heroes coming and saying, oh, market's going to go down. Exactly. No, I told you when the market's going to go down. I showed you my chart if the market's going to go down or not months ago. I showed you my lines and my targets, and I said they are relevant. I'll show you them in the future and we'll talk about them. And today I'm talking about exact lines on my chart. The link is below. Go and see that chart. The lines have been there. Go and look at the videos and see they have not moved a cent. They're on the dot. So, yeah, I mean, look, other than that, guys, just stay calm. If you're hodling, all right, hodl, right? If you're looking for a discount or you thought, okay, you missed the boat, you want to buy, start buying. Dollar cost average though, don't buy in one go. I always tell people, don't buy one go. Try and buy it in, like, say for example, you got 5K or 500 or whatever, buy it in 5 rounds or even 10 rounds, right? Dollar cost into it. So, you know, it doesn't matter. So for example, if the market's going up, then you keep your So you break into 5 and you're buying 100, 100, 100, right? But if the market's going down, you buy 100, 100, 100, and then if you see a big dip, you go all in. And the technique to use, right, there's 2 techniques. One, you dollar cost average, like, okay, I don't have money, I'm going to consistently buy 100 quid's worth or something like this, right? $100 worth. That's one way of doing it every week. Keep on doing that. That's a good habit to have, actually. If you can do that over 5 years, my God, you will have 100x more money than you actually invested. However, well, not 100x, maybe 10x, right? I'm just being over optimistic. But the point is and the other way, so if you've got the money and you want to buy and you want to dollar cost average in, well, the trick is you put 5 different buy orders, right? Your buy orders are the key. So you put buy orders on specific lines, and you can use my chart as well. Now, my chart, there's a reason why I'm constantly mentioning this chart as well. Some of the guys in 2 of the groups actually know this, right? And I've mentioned it to them. I said, this chart, I gave him a picture, and I said, this chart, this price, and all the lines were there. I said, frame it. Months ago, I said, this is the only chart you will ever need, right? Frame that. I don't know how many people done it, right? But I think I can guess one guy he probably saved it, right? Because that's all you need. Obviously, the link is live now as well, so I've shared the link so you can actually see the chart for yourself and copy it, duplicate it, do whatever. But I'm telling you, it's a wonderful, wonderful chart, right? It doesn't only predict the future, it only predicts, well, it does predict the future, but it doesn't only predict the highs, it also predicts the lows. That's the beauty about this one chart, right? Where, you know, even when we're sitting at 65K, it already predicted the bottom, right? This is the beauty about it. So this is what it is. And also there's some vertical lines on the chart. You know, you can see, and also I've left all the indicators on as well, so you can see the indicators for yourself, right, that I'm using. I'm using my custom Ichimoku cloud, and I call it the Ich Crypto. I'm also using the fractal pattern, which is you can see FRFR, that's there as well. I'm using my SRC, which is stochastic support and resistance, right? So I'm using the sort of stochastic model to predict the stochastic RSI. I'm using the stochastic RSI to predict the support and resistance, and it's live. So if you use it on a shorter time frame, like an hour or 4 hour, you can see those data come in. Not only that, it will also if you're active, I think the indicators are on, it will also tell you when to buy, when to sell. So I know a lot of people who have actually used that to do trading. They bought and they sold. So when it signals sell, they literally short the market. When it says buy, they literally go and do long the market and they make money on it, right? That's what the signal does, basically. It's not 100%, but nothing is 100%, guys. Remember this, nothing is 100%. You got to do your due diligence. You got to do your own research. You got to use multiple indicators in order to actually find the facts. And also Fibonacci, remember, it's the most powerful tool that we have. And remember, I also talked about the lunar cycle. This is playing out exactly as the lunar cycle, right? So let's see what happens. I'm just basically kind of keeping it calm, keeping it chill, watching a lot on Netflix, by the way. I'm smashing these anime and this and that, right? Because I love my anime stuff. So I've been smashing all of these right now, because I said to everybody, I said, look, the market is boring. The market is boring right now, right? You know, the reason why I said boring, now I think a lot of people need to know this. Why do I say the market is boring? Market isn't doing anything that I'm not expecting. That's why it's boring. You know what's fascinating, right? For example, I mentioned the other day, Matic broke my prediction, did whatever, and it went parabolic, right? That is interesting. But everything else I've predicted already, right? I've put the marks, I've put the lines, I put it on public, it's on public domain, right? It's on the videos, right? You can go and watch it. So it's boring because I've done it already. And one of the most boring thing I find is until it hits the target, it's boring because I've got nothing to do. Literally, I've got nothing to do. And this is one of the reasons why I said that. You know, when it comes to trading, leverage trading and everything, I don't always trade. I'll have 1 or 2 good large trades and I'll just wait for that to hit the target, and then I'll take offload, do whatever, right? So this is what it is. You gotta stay calm, patient, chill out. You know, don't FOMO, don't do nothing. I mean, only a month ago or 2 months ago, we were at these levels, right? We were at these levels a couple of months ago. So I don't know what everyone's panicking about. Of course, some of the new guys that come in, yeah, fair play. But then again, what I've noticed, and I'll be honest with you, right? I'll be completely honest with you. Because remember, I'm glued to the on-chain. I'm glued to the on-chain. And I can assure you, right, that some of the whales, I know them, right? One way or another, because I track them. And I know they've been in the game. Those boys who have been buying and selling hundreds of billions, on-chain, you can see, they haven't been doing it since 2020, so they're not new. They've been doing it from time back. That's what I mean by when I don't know them personally, obviously. But imagine I knew everybody personally. That would be crazy, right? You know, at one point I might get to know them, right? But what I'm saying is you know them, you start understanding who they are, what they do, you see the patterns, and you're like, I know who you are. You know, it's quite easy. You turn around and you say, I know who you are, because I've seen your wallet move this much money, do this, do that, and all sorts of other crazy stuff, right? So that's who these people are anyway. So that's what it is. Like, you know, you can see they move money, they do all the things. They're the ones who are buying 100 million, selling it when it's about 150 million, and then rebuying it for another 100, making 50 million in the process. I see that. And what I'm also seeing is a lot of people, right? And this kind of applies to 90%. Check this out. It's crazy. 90% of the buying, right? They're like only a couple of thousand. I mean, 90% of the people haven't even bought 10K's worth, right? So you're not really in that. And also remember what I also say to people, and don't get me wrong, right? I say, please, 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 always invest what you can afford to lose. Never invest money that you need to pay your bills or anything like that. You only invest what you don't need anymore. So if you know, from 100 quid, if you had a 10 quid left, or £1,000, you had 100 pounds left, and you don't need that. That's your surplus money. You would have put it in a saving. That's the money you invest, right? This is a big, strong fundamental of trading or investing. And doesn't matter, by the way, we're talking about crypto. Why? You could put it in a building. What says the building's going to be standing? Right? What says that building's going to make you money? You could put it in a, you know, in a restaurant, in a bar, in a club, right? Any kind of a business. What says your business is going to be successful? You're not going to lose all your money, right? So let's compare and say, well, that's the same thing, right? Investment is the same. Doesn't matter what asset you put it in, but you always have to be willing to take that risk. Your money that you've invested, you got to assume it's already gone, right? The moment you invested it until you recovered it, right? And when you recover, do you sell your whole business? Or you don't. You take your initial investment out and then you take profits. So it's the same method, right? Use the same technique. I'm sure plenty of you have businesses or own businesses or whatnot, right? It's the same methodology. You invested money into a business. You don't know how good the business is going to do. You eventually make enough money to take your initial out. So you take your initial investment out, but you don't sell your business. So it's the same thing. You don't sell your crypto just after you take your initial out. You leave your crypto there to earn you more money, right? Trying to make it as simple as possible in the most layman's term as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, guys, chill, relax, right? Especially the new guys. Remember, do not sell anything. Do not sell anything if you have not broke even or if you are at a loss. Never ever sell for a loss. Even, and I'm going to say this, right? This is crazy for me to say this. Even if this is a bear cycle, and even if this lasts for another 3 years, be prepared to hold. You do not sell at a loss, because that's exactly what the market wants you to do. You don't give the market what the market wants. Market wants to do the unexpected. You are prepared to give it back to them and give them what they don't expect from you. That's what you do, right? So I don't know how powerful this video was, how much you understood. If you like the content, share, like with another. Sorry, what did I just say? No, you like the video and share with another. Don't like with another. That's a different story. Keep that private, whatever you do there. But yeah, you know, like the video, subscribe, share with another, smash that. Because trust me, these contents that I'm giving you, you won't find anywhere else. I can guarantee you that. I'm not here to FOMO anything. I'm not here to show anything. I'm not here to FUD anything. Just the facts. All right? So I hope this was good. But yeah, I'll see you on another one, guys. Take care. Look after yourself. Smiling. Keep smiling. Remember, smile. All right? Smile. The biggest asset you hold is your smile. Right? Money can't buy that. Trust me. Adios. Okay, people, this one's for you as a bonus if you watched it right to the end. If you haven't watched it right to the end, I feel sorry for you. But this one I'm just doing in the restaurant right now, just before I open. I want to show you something. So remember the coin I mentioned. I know some of you guys have actually asked in the comments, and I did that on purpose, and I haven't still bought it. In fact, I'm going to observe it. If the market goes down a little bit more, I'm not going to buy it right now. But this is the coin I was talking about. It's called HNT, and I'll show you the HNT just to show you what's going on. Currently, I believe it's on the number 90 or 80 or 90 right now. Let's have a look. Helium. Right, so Helium currently ranked number 77, so it's been moving up a little bit. Rank number 77, this is where it is. But I'll show you why I looked at HNT. This is HNT. This is the launch of HNT, right? So what I've looked at was the launch of HNT, right? This was the launch of HNT, and we did kind of just about go there, but when I looked recently, this is what I was seeing, a downward trend on that. And for me, it was like, okay, this is too close for us not to break this line. So if we can buy it around here, any level, I mean, today it went all the way down to $7, but if we can buy it anywhere around here, or if I can buy it actually, so I'm not even talking about you, I'm talking about myself, and if I can do this breakout, then as you can see, I mean, it shouldn't be that bad. If you just look at it, it's actually showing me that we can potentially double our money from where we are. So even if I bought here to here, the percentage is just beautiful. So this is today. If I bought it today, and as long as I can go back up to here, I can make a 50%. So this is what I wanted to show you guys, that there are some coins out there, and this one, the reason I'm more bullish on this as well, there's another fundamental factor. This coin was actually created by the original founder of Napster. Now, I know a lot of people don't even know about Napster. Napster died because of other music industry, like, you know, music applications like Apple Music and this and that. They killed Napster, but Napster, this is the original founder, and he's a decentralized guy, by the way. So remember Napster, back in the days, you can download any music for free and this and that. This is this guy. So it's a powerful, powerful project, and they're now working on decentralizing and monetizing Wi-Fi. And you got to do a little more deep dive. Don't listen to me, but do some more deep dive. I think they have a potential, a very good potential. So this one, I'm not going to just, I mean, obviously I'm going to make my 50%. So if I put 100 quid in, and if I make 100 quid more, then I'm going to take my 100 out and I'm going to leave the rest. But I think this one has potential for the future. So this one I'm going to be investing just for the future, but in the short time, make this little percentage that I could and climb the break up as much as possible. So it's got potential to make at least, you know, it's showing 50 here. I think this can, from whatever price we buy it here, we've got a potential to at least do 100%. So this is one of them. I want to put another one on the radar. This one just came out yesterday, I believe, if I put it on the daily. So came on the trading view yesterday. Yeah, yesterday came on the trading view, and this is today. Looks like a good buying opportunity. So I was looking at it, and all I'm seeing is going down, 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 right? So we've got lower lows, right, which I'm happy. I want to see how much further it goes, but also I'm observing Bitcoin right now, because I need to observe Bitcoin, not Ethereum, Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does what it's doing, and if Bitcoin wants to go further and we get another days of dump, right, and we can't cross over this 41,000 threshold, right, so this 41,177, if we can't cross over this, then sadly I think we will go and retest these levels here. As you can see, the bull pole was invalidated momentarily, but exactly as mentioned, there were a lot of money just sitting there. There's a wall of money just sitting there that bought it. I can't show you here. It's actually, if you go into exchange inflow and outflow, you can see it. But then we have formed another short term, as you can see here, it's kind of changed now. So it's 8,000 to 28,600 now. So it's a bit lower than what it was before. And I did mention it was 28,810. That's kind of changed now, and it's solidifying. So over time, it's going to solidify a little bit more. If we look at it on the hourly, let's see how strong it is. All right, because sometimes what you got to do, you just got to zoom out a little bit and see how strong it is. So on the daily, on the hourly, it's not as strong. Okay, so we can't see it. Let's have a look on the 4 hourly and see what the 4 hourly is saying. Again, on the 4 hourly, again, not as strong, but on the daily, as you can see, it is formed, and on the daily it's showing us that it is very, very strong support around here, or kind of strong enough. This is like the strongest support. But are we going to see these kind of prices? I don't know. Right now, you can't really tell, but let Bitcoin do its thing. Because remember, in 2013, we did see a massive 70% correction. I think it was 77% or something. So before we continued the rally, that's what's going to happen here. Because all you saw saw, this was parabolic, and I kept on saying this as well in many videos. It's dangerous. It's going up too fast, too quick. We don't want that. We want Bitcoin to relax and go slowly. The longer it takes, the better it gets, right? And just to kind of show you this, we'll show you this on this chart. Right, remember the box I draw, and it was on a monthly, and I'll show you on a monthly. So this was a box I drew, all right, following this pattern, and we're still within this box. Let me get rid of this fib. One second. Yeah, here you go. We're still within this box, as you can see. So when we get out of this channel, that's when we start go parabolic, right? So this month we're down here, we're still being supported. Let's have a look. As long as we can complete this month where we are, and then I think the next month we are going to pick up a green candle. Well, my blues are greens anyway, but we're going to pick up a candle, and then we might just shoot up. Even if we don't, and we have another month, it's actually not bad. This is what you understand. As long as we are stable within this particular range, right, and we don't come back down to this level, we're actually fine. This is where you got to be worried, because this is if you look carefully, right, this is the 2017, right? So if we're looking at here, this is what we saw in 2017, and we don't want this to happen. This was the top. Remember, this was the top of 2017. So as long as we stay, and I'll put a line here actually, just for this video, as long as we stay here, we are fine. And remember, this is a monthly support, mega volume sitting up there, right? As long as we don't come down here, we're fine. This is what you have to understand, we're fine. But I doubt we're going to come here. I think we're going to hover around these levels here and just jump back up again. So there is a potential to hit the 28K, but you know, most probably it might not even hit it if there's enough support there, if there's enough money. And what we can talk about money is there's a lot of money sitting in the exchanges, similar to the 2020 Corona dump. So where we saw all of this money, right? There was a ton of money sitting here. The same amount of money is sitting here on this particular candle. So if you watch it to the end, right now, you got this bonus content. Thank you very much. I hope this kind of makes sense. So remember, H&T is the one that I'm looking at, and this one's new. So I'm looking at this, and currently it's like a few cents. So I might just put, I don't know, a couple of hundred, maybe 1,000 in there, just for the sake of it. It's fresh, it's new. So I know a lot of you guys talk about fresh coins. The other reason this coin I'm picking as well, this is one of the first projects to launch, even though it's trading with WETH, which is Ethereum thing. I've got a feeling, oh, by the way, this is based on Cardano. So for me, one of the first Cardano projects to actually come out public, I'm quite happy with that. That's one of the reasons why I want to support. And somebody else actually mentioned Cardano. Actually, this is Ethereum. No point looking at the charts, honestly. Look at this. Look at where the support was and how much support it got. It's just brilliant, right? It's just brilliant. So this is one of the things. But let's just look at ADA. USD for now, USD. So I'm just going to do the ADA USD. Let's have a look and see what ADA is doing. As you can see, ADA also had a dump, but look at this. I mean, look at this. ADA, it broke through all of this, but then look how fast it got picked up again and where it is right now, and it's being supported very well. Also, if I put my lines on, you can see, right, that this particular level was the invalidation point, and it didn't get invalidated. It got picked up again. Again, this is on a 4-hourly. If you look on a daily, you can see it better actually. When this decides to load up, here you go. On a daily, you can see that this can't be invalidated. We need to keep it above this, and so far it's pushed up again, and it's doing its thing. So I'm quite happy with that. It's bringing it back to the golden zone. So let's see what happens. You know. So other than that, guys, I'm off. Adios. Have a good day. Bye bye.